Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Psycho, and I've got another Walking Dead video for you all today. This one is actually going to be pretty interesting, and I'm going to be covering the topic of a pretty extreme fan theory that has been surfacing around the internet for the past few days, and I just want to give my thoughts and evaluation of this theory. As you guys know from the recent Daryl episode and the episode called Service, as Negan and the Saviors come to Alexandria with Daryl, many fans noticed that Daryl did not speak one word this whole episode, if I remember correctly. He even had multiple chances to speak, such as the moments where Rick asks Daryl if he's okay, he tries to talk to him. Even Negan has some dialogue where he teases Daryl to say something. Negan basically asks Daryl if he wants to stay with Rick and the group. In addition, Dwight also asks Daryl if he wants his motorcycle back, which is something we all know is iconic with Daryl Dixon. It's something that goes hand in hand with Daryl Dixon and the motorcycle. It's just something that goes together, and if anybody else is using it, it doesn't feel right. The fact that Daryl did not say one word to even try and plead his case to get his motorcycle back or try and stay with Rick Grimes, that fact has inspired some fans to believe that Negan has cut out Daryl's tongue, or possibly Dwight has done it. I would say about 80 or 90% of you guys don't believe this theory. Just like myself, I do not believe this theory whatsoever as well, but I thought it would be something interesting to discuss because there's probably one or two fans out there that watch my content that may think there's a possibility here. And I just want to give you guys some reasoning of why I don't think this theory is true. I'm usually a big fan of theories, even if they are a little ridiculous. I always encourage people to think outside the box and come up with theories. So I'm not going to say someone is stupid for coming up with a theory, but I think the Daryl tongue theory is extremely far-fetched and a little ridiculous. I'm just being honest with you guys, because if you think about it, you think about the story, the plot development, the character analysis going on here, and all of that paired together, let's hone in on Daryl Dixon and think, why is he not talking? Why is he not taking this chance to get his motorcycle back, to live at Alexandria with his family? The reasoning for this, in my opinion, is because I think Daryl Dixon knows that he's not going to be able to stay at Alexandria. Even if Negan is offering him that choice, he knows that if he says yes, it's not going to happen. It's basically a test of loyalty, and if he cuts off his chain to Negan, then Negan is just going to make everything a whole lot harder on him and break him down even more than he already is. In addition to it simply being Daryl knowing his place, he also doesn't want to hurt Alexandria and Rick Grimes and his people even more. Daryl Dixon has now realized that the death of Glenn is his fault. So for Daryl Dixon to make some sort of request in front of Negan and the Alexandrians, he decides not to do that because in my mind, he is thinking about, well, if I do this, will they try and punish me but in a different way to where instead of punishing me myself, they decide to punish one of the people I love around me, making it even worse and therefore contributing to the idea that everything is my fault. I feel like it's simply a situation of Daryl just learning his place, not wanting to get anyone else hurt, and coming to terms with acceptance that he is going to be a part of the Saviors, whether he likes it or not, whether he's on their side, or secretly trying to revolt, in addition to the possibility of him simply being neutral. Whether it's any of those, Daryl Dixon is learning his place as of now, and he's learning what he should and should not do, and speaking in that episode would be a bad idea, because it's showing that Daryl doesn't have respect for Negan and the Saviors, and that he is not loyal, which is something Negan and the Saviors want to see out of him, and if they don't see it out of him, that could mean punishment for Daryl or the people around him. Anyways, that's basically my viewpoint, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I did think this was a pretty crazy theory, and I'm usually open-minded to a lot of things, but this just seems like one of those things where people desperately want something crazy to happen to Daryl, and it just doesn't seem that realistic because of the fan base. I know it's kind of bad to say the fan base affects what happens to a character in the show, but we do know AMC recognizes how big of a fan base Daryl Dixon has, and I'm not saying that's the reason why they didn't do the tongue being cut out. The reasoning for that theory not being true, in my opinion, is simply because it's Daryl Dixon. It's his character developing in different directions, and he's deciding to accept his place. It's not his tongue being cut out, but it's just him learning his place and knowing what he needs to do in the moment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to leave a like on this video, that would really help out a ton. And if you want to share this on any sort of social media platform, that helps out as well. I'm just trying to grow this channel into a big fan base where we can have all types of people discussing all types of ideas, and we can share our thoughts and opinions with each other over here. Thank you guys again for watching. Peace out.